All right, guys, welcome to a special preview episode of July 24th in Lubbock, Texas. SWE Fury is coming to Lubbock. If you have not gotten tickets, you need to go get them now. Go to the SWE Fury website, get your tickets. If you have kids, go to the kids camp, sign your kids up for the kids camp. They did it last month, and it was an absolute smashing success. It was a lot of fun for all the kids there. They had a blast. Go get your tickets, sign your kids up. You will not want to miss this. This lineup, this card is absolutely stacked to the max. It is going to be an absolute fire show from beginning to end, from bell to bell, action all up and down the card. Go get your tickets. Look at the names on this list. If you're watching on YouTube, look at the names on this poster. Just look at it. It is stacked full. You will not want to miss it. And if you can't make it, rent the pay-per-view. You're going to want to watch this.
Fight TV.
Fight TV app. Rent the pay-per-view. Introduce. I'm Jeffrey.
I am C squared Case Cadmus.
I am Forrest.
I'm Michael.
I'm Carl.
Michael and Carl. All right. We are going to preview the matches for Lubbock. We're going to start out with the match that everybody wants to see, that everybody's talking about. It is Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster, versus Kaz XL with Melina. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see this. This is going to be an absolute killer match. Oh my goodness, 2 7-foot giants. Guys, what are your thoughts?
You know, when people say you have the irresistible force against the immovable object, that's what this match is right here. You have 2 giants in this business, on two completely different sides of the fence. You have Big Kaz XL, and you have the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, who has a history in SWE, and Kaz is finding his way step by step with Melina, and I'm excited to see the new blood against a more experienced veteran in Lance Archer. It's going to be an amazing thing to see.
Man, what can you say? 2 behemoths of a giant in a clash. I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but I guess we'll see.
Carl, what's your thoughts?
Oh, yes, the match of the big men, the Kaz XL with Melina, former WWE star, against Lance Archer, the former New Japan star. It's going to be a match you do not want to miss. They're going to tear the roof off the place. Mike?
Yeah, last thing to add, I think Melina doesn't get enough credit. Kaz is dominant. He's had a great career up until this point, but I think Melina in his corner just gives him an edge. In this match, I'm going to go with Kaz XL. I think he's been red hot over the past couple of weeks. Privilege, where they're at now, they have to keep their eyes on Jacob Fatu. There are some other guys in the mix that they have to watch their back. I think Kaz XL, he's not talked about as much in the title picture. I think after a dominant performance this weekend, he's going to be in the mix for the title. And Privilege, watch your back.
And another thing to be said, I don't know how many of our listeners or watchers watch AEW, but as we see in the graphic, Kaz has Melina in his corner. Lance does not have Jake the Snake Roberts in his. So I don't know how much of a factor that's going to be, but it could very well be one in an even contest.
Right. And guys, when they announced this match, I was hyped automatically. I can't wait to see it. But Lance Archer has a message for Big Kaz. Mike, hit that play button.
Oh, Big Kaz XL. What's up, brother? It is the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer. And SW, I have a little bit of message for you and all your fans out there. On the 24th in Lubbock, Texas, Big Kaz XL, the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer, we're going to step in the ring and we're going to kick the living crap out of each other. And it's going to be a lot of fun for me, a lot of fun for him. And hey, Big Kaz, I'm happy, brother. I'm happy you're back out there. I'm happy you're doing good. I'm happy you're kicking ass all around the country and probably soon around the world. But on the 24th in Lubbock, Texas, I'm going to teach you a lesson, son. I'm going to put you on your ass, and I'm going to make you understand you're a big, bad son of a bitch, but I'm a big, bad son of a bitch, too. And I'm going to hurt you in ways that you have never experienced in this business yet. So on the 24th, show up, be ready to fight, be ready to go, because this is going to be one hell of a good time. Well, for me, anyway.
Holy cow. Man, listen, when I heard that, oh my goodness, what a great promo. I can't wait. We have not seen someone of this caliber get in the ring with Kaz at SWE yet. No, this is going to be a treat. This is going to be a battle. Kaz has kind of coasted and just smashed everyone he's faced so far. This is going to be different. I mean, the closest he had was Gangrel. You know, the Kaz Gangrel match was really good, but Archer, this is a monster. I mean, Murder Hawk Monster is an accurate nickname for this guy. He is ready to go. Guys, what are your thoughts on that promo there?
I mean, what's to be said about fighting fire with fire when you're 7 foot tall and you can't teach that like your Kaz XL? What's a better way to combat that than also being a big man and being as ferocious and violent as Lance Archer is? Carl, what you got to say?
That was for sure a warning to Kaz XL that he was coming. Lance is coming for that match, and to look out for sure, because he is not going to take anything light on him, it sounds like. So he's ready to fight.
I'm sticking with my prediction with Kaz XL, but Lance feels good. I mean, he looks good. He's in tip-top shape. He's had some action in AEW. I think if he just brings that cool, calm, collected attitude to Lubbock, Texas, it's going to make for a hell of a fight.
We're in for a treat, man. If he sticks to his word and puts Kaz on his ass, guys, we ain't seen it yet, and I'm ready to see it. I want to see both of these guys go at each other, and it's going to be a treat, man. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Do we want to do prediction for each match?
Let's do it. Mike, you had Kaz. I'm going to go Archer. I'm going Archer on this one. Forrest, what you got?
I'm going to go Kaz. I think Kaz pulls it out.
I'm going to have to go, as Lance said, everybody dies. I'm going for Lance Archer.
2-2. Carl is the tiebreaker. Carl,
I'm going to have to go with Lance this time. He's new and on fire, and I think he may pull it out. We'll see, but I'll go with Lance.
Honestly, man, it's 50-50. I don't know. It's going to be a battle. I can't wait to see it, man. Moving on, we have a title for title match in the women's division. This is going to be fire. We got Deonna Purrazzo versus the newly crowned SWE Women's Champion, Ivelisse. Oh, my goodness. Wow. What an announcement. Teddy Long, the open door policy is at its full effect. Guys, what are your thoughts on this match? Mike, what you got?
Well, we saw Deonna Purrazzo in Irving, Texas. She looks good. I mean, she's Impact Knockouts champion. I think she represents the brand with pride. I think she has confidence. She knows her ability. She knows how to navigate the ring. Then you got Ivelisse. She's proven herself. She went toe-to-toe with Christy James over a number of matches, finally came out on top. For me, I think it's the confidence of Ivelisse of finally reclaiming that belt. I just, with the momentum and what I seen out of Irving, Texas, Ivelisse finally reclaiming the belt, I see Ivelisse walking away with both titles. What about you guys?
Man, I would have to give the edge to Ivelisse. The 2 matches I seen with Christy James, wow. I was impressed with Christy this whole time to begin with, and to see Ivelisse come in and go toe-to-toe and hold her own and eventually beat her, what? Oh, my goodness. So I can't wait to see this. I think it's going to be so fire. I give the edge to Ivelisse. Forrest, what you got?
Man, Ivelisse versus Impact star Deonna Purrazzo. Like Jeffrey said, man, this is going to be a barn burner. I think I'm going to have to give it to Ivelisse. I think she's going to walk away with both titles. Thanks.
Man, as an avid TNA/Impact viewer for years, I've seen the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo just mow over the knockout division. No one's even close. No one's even close to her. And we see legends. I don't know if anyone listened or watched TNA, but Mickie James had made her return. And if you have legends like Mickie James coming back from retirement to face you, you're on a new level. I'm sorry, Ivelisse, I love you. I love you. But I have to go Deonna Purrazzo.
Ooh.
What you guys, Carl?
Deonna Purrazzo is tough. We see her every, like I say, on Impact. She is fighting through the competition. But then you got Ivelisse, small, quick. She is on fire. She, beating Christy James like that is just going to put her right there. So I'm going to go ahead and have to say Ivelisse as well. But it's going to be a great match. Again, it's going to be a great match and going to tear the house down, I'm sure, with these 2 ladies.
It is title for title. It doesn't get much better than that.
No.
It does not get much better than a title for title match.
High stakes, man. High stakes.
High stakes. Cannot wait. While we're on the subject, let's go ahead and talk about this new SWE Fury Women's Television Championship match between Miranda Gordy and Marty Bell. Oh my goodness. I think this match might be getting the most talk out of any match that I've seen so far. If you're in the SWE Fury fans group on Facebook, this match is getting a whole lot of talk and a whole lot of predictions. Let's go ahead. I'll make mine. Man, Gordy is tough to handle. I like Marty Bell, but I'm going to give a slight advantage to Miranda Gordy. Mike, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Jeff. I think I'm going to give Miranda Gordy the edge too. And I'm going to say the obvious. Miranda Gordy has a fan base. Okay. You go to shows. We're in the fan group on Facebook. People love Miranda Gordy and for good reason too. She's an incredible fighter. She's disciplined. She's consistent too. You know what you're going to get. She performs night in, night out. This is going to be a great fight. I think Marty Bell, regardless of the outcome, she's going to be in the mix. She's always going to be in the mix. Maybe it's Ivalise's title. Maybe it's the women's TV title. She's going to be there. So keep an eye on both of these women going into the future. End of the day, I'm giving the edge to Miranda Gordy.
Forrest, what you got?
Man, this is going to be a really good match. It's going to be Miranda Gordy is tough, man. But I think Marty Bell will pull it out. I think the underdog. She's the underdog, and I think she's going to pull it out.
Awesome.
Okay, now I'm going to be in the minority again. But we've seen it with past second-generation stars, and we've seen it with Miranda herself. Sometimes they get too cocky. You understand how good you really are, and you slip up just that much. And as everyone knows, at wrestling fans, that's all it takes for an upset. I'm going to have to say Marty Bell, man. Carl, what you got?
Case, that's true, but Miranda Gordy, she has that experience. She's been on fire as well. So I'm going to go with Miranda Gordy, but Marty Bell is at the last few shows. She has shown improvement from show to show. She's up and coming, but I will have to go with Miranda Gordy on this one this time.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So 3-2 edge Miranda Gordy. We move on to an absolute rivalry in the making. Enzo and Warsaw. I've enjoyed every second of this rivalry. I cannot wait to see this match. It is a Falls Counts Anywhere match. I cannot imagine what kind of treat the fans are going to be in for and where this fight will lead in that arena. But oh my goodness, I'm a huge Warsaw supporter. I love every second of him, and I'm not taking anything away from Enzo. Enzo is a great performer, but Warsaw has came out of nowhere and really, really won a lot of fans over at SWE. And we've seen knockouts from Warsaw. We've seen a knockout from Enzo, and we've seen a pin from Enzo on Warsaw at Irving. So this is going to be an absolute fire match. I cannot wait. Man, I don't know. I don't know where this match is going. I'm going to weigh my thoughts a little bit. Carl, what you got on this?
I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to be standing out in the parking lot waiting on them to be out there with me because I'm sure that's where it's going to end up eventually. I'm with you, Warsaw. The last few shows, he's been great. Enzo is a competitor as well. He's got that experience, but I'm going to have to go with Warsaw on this one. But I guarantee it's going to be all over that building and probably all over Lubbock, Texas. So we need to stand by and watch this match.
Yeah. Mike, what you got?
Before I give my prediction, I'm going to turn it over to a video. Warsaw had a few words before this fight, so let's tune in.
Absolutely.
Sometimes things ain't what they seem to be. Oh, the eyes of the predator sure ain't the vision of the prey. Enzo, you claimed to beat me back in there in Texas. But where is your victory in absence of its glory? Boy, I must be getting you pretty trigger happy. Only thing is, that gun you hold is pointed back at yourself. SWE in Lubbock, Texas. Call me Kevorkian. Yeah! The doctor's making house calls. You Ivan Warsaw, a certified killer. I will show you hell. Because if it ain't hell, God ain't happy.
Warsaw made my mind up for me. I'm giving the edge to Warsaw. What a promo. Holy cow. He always puts out some. Forrest, what you got?
Man, well, first of all, man, this is going to be tough. Where's this match going to end up? It could end up in the concession stand. It could end up in the bathroom.
In Carl's lap.
In Carl's
Parking
lap.
lot. Parking lot.
But I think Warsaw's a tough competitor, but I'm going to have to give it to Enzo. I think at the end of the day, he's going to pull it out and say, how you doing?
I'm gonna have to agree with Forrest. Enzo has showed us nothing but that he's a scrappy fighter. You knock him down, and just like Rocky, he gets back up. Look at Carl, he's ready too. Carl may make it a triple threat match. I'm kidding. But I'm gonna have to go with Enzo. When you're a real one, you ain't got to worry about others.
Certified G.
Certified G, that's exactly right.
Absolutely. Great stuff, man. Let's move on to the newly crowned Texas champion. Moonshine Mantell is taking on Big Jim Fitz for the Texas title. I can't wait for it. I'm so happy and excited for Moonshine, Brian Mantell, who's been getting opportunities on AEW Dark. So if you ain't seen that, go check it out. But the newly crowned Texas champion himself, I can't wait for this match. I'm definitely going Mantell in this match. He is an absolute fireball. He's a wrecking machine. He destroys anybody. And I cannot wait to see him take on Big Fitz, who Big Fitz went against Haas and Irving and really showed what he's capable of. And this guy can go, and it's going to be a battle. It's a one big guy versus another. And I can't wait to see it. Carl, what you got?
Same thing. This is, of course, everyone knows Mantell. Moonshine is one of our favorites. We've been watching him ever since we got started with SWE, of course. But two big men in this match. Fitz is a veteran. I want to push for the veteran, but I think Moonshine is going to pull it out on this one again.
Yep. Mike, what you got?
I debated even talking about this match on the podcast because I think Mantell's so red hot. I don't even think it's a conversation. I think Mantell, he's got the crowd behind him. I think he's a crowd favorite. You can't help but root for him. His story is incredible, and he's just an absolute force in the ring. I think Mantell wins this handily. And let me go back to Enzo and Warsaw just to put a cap in it. As we remember, Warsaw took an illegal hit by Enzo. Enzo did it, wasn't allowed to do it. Ref called it for what it is. I think Warsaw's coming back for revenge. So at the end of the day, I don't care if it's in the parking lot, the top of the building, the truck, it doesn't matter. Warsaw's going to find a way. This is his element. You saw it in the video. That's his grit. That's toughness. I think Warsaw, he is in his element when things are unpredictable. That's where he thrives. I'm giving that to Warsaw.
I like it, Mike. I like it. Forrest, what you got on Mantell versus Big Fitz?
I'm not going to try to be biased here. I'm not going to take nothing away from Big Fitz, but come on. Just like Mike said, it's not a question. Moonshine all day. Sets to defend his
Forrest, let's see your shirt. I think you're a Moonshine fan. There it is. There it is. Yep.
Moonshine, baby. All the way 100.
Now, I hate to make it a clean sweep, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. I just feel like Moonshine Mantell, he coming off a hot win against Hernandez. I just feel like he's getting more experience from these AEW Dark matches that he's getting, and with experience comes skill. And while Big Fitz has been in the game, I feel like Mantell's ceiling is only as high as he wants it to be. All the way, Moonshine Mantell.
Absolutely. And Big Fitz, if you're listening, go put on a show. Prove us wrong.
Yeah, prove us wrong.
Okay. We loved what you did against Haas. Let's go. Let's go. It's go time. Put on a show for these people. Next, what we got, Mike? Ooh,
We got the Mortons and Bad and
making
Bourgeois.
their SWE debut. The Mortons versus Bad and Bourgeois, Niles, Planquet, and Flex. We've touched on it before. The tag team division in SWE is absolutely exploding. The Mortons, one half of it. Ricky Morton, half of the Hall of Fame tag team, by the way, WWE Hall of Fame tag team, teaming up with his son, taking on the experienced and classy tag team, Bad and Bourgeois, Niles Plank. We have a very big Niles fan, so we'll let Case lead this one off.
All right. I'm sorry to say it. I don't care how many years Ricky Morton has in the business. He's just not classy enough for the connoisseur. I'm sorry. It's Niles Planquet. It's Bad and Bourgeois all the way. It's correct because it rhymes. Forrest, what you got?
Man, what a match. I think I'll have to give it to the Mortons, man. I mean, Niles is classy, but I think the Mortons have the experience, and with his son, I think the Mortons will pull it out.
I don't know what to expect from the Mortons. I haven't seen them. I don't know what they got. And I do know what Niles and Flex bring to the table because they gave War Kings everything they had in Irving. And I respect that because it takes a heck of a lot of guts to get in there with them two guys. So I'm going to give the slight advantage to Bad and Bourgeois because I've seen them. I know what I can expect. They're going to come in and give it their all. And I think it's going to be a good match. Carl, what do you think?
I'm with you on this one. I know the Mortons, Hall of Famers, and I'm sure he's trained his son to be just as good. He's young, but he's going to be up and rising. But I think there's going to be some stomping in the ring that night besides Grapes. And we're going to probably go with Miles.
Exactly.
Mike, what you got? What's your thoughts?
For me, I'm going Bad and Bourgeois. I'm with Case. And I'll say it, okay? I'm biased. I'm a big Niles Planquet fan.
Yes.
The man brings sophistication and class to SW, exactly what the company needs. We got a lot of grit and toughness. We got a lot of guys that are rough around the edges, but you need a guy like Planquet to come in and class up the joint. Bad and Bourgeois, I'm giving it to them. But Carl, I want to turn it back to you. Can you talk about the significance of the Mortons coming to the Lubbock show? This is Teddy Long's open door policy in effect. It's here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. What does it mean for Ricky Morton and his son to be here?
Oh, it's big. It's every month, every show, we have big names and big talent coming in, and Ricky Morton and Rock and Roll Express, WWE Hall of Famers. Back in the day, I can remember when I'm 14, 15 years old, watching them, WCW and WWE as well, WWF back in the day. So it's big to have people like this kind of talent, and then bringing up their siblings and their kids and into the business and training them to carry on that tradition. So I'm looking forward to meeting Mr. Morton and talking to him while we're in Lubbock. And it's great that the talent we're getting and the open door policies, like I say, every month we're getting big names and better talent coming in.
Absolutely. And before we move on, if you're in Lubbock, make sure you stop by at the meet and greet, visit Niles, and pick you up a glass of windy wine and stay classy. Okay. Good stuff. Pick you up.
Most definitely.
All right. We move on. Knockouts Women's Championship. Deonna Purrazzo versus Jasmine Allure. Oh, man. Wow. Mike, start us off with this one.
I don't think it matters because Ivelisse is walking away with both titles. I'm calling it now. This is just a formality, but you know what? We'll talk about it. Deonna Purrazzo, Jasmine Allure. I'm with Case. I watched Deonna in Impact. I think she's unique. I think her skill set's unique. Her physique, she's in tip-top shape. Deonna and I, we actually had a brief conversation at the meet and greet in Irving, and she was actually telling me how she was just blown away by the fan-supported SWE and just the skill level, all the talent, especially the women's division. And I'm going to give Jazz credit too, because she has just done an incredible job of bringing in the talent and working with them and cultivating those relationships. We're going to see it on display in Lubbock, Texas. But I'm giving Deonna Purrazzo the edge. I like Jasmine. We've seen her. We've seen moments where she's really stood out, I think, and I hope we continue to see that. But for this match, Deonna has the edge.
I'd agree with that, Mike. I like what I've seen from Deonna. I think she's going to be too much to handle for Jasmine. But while we're on the subject of the women's division, the new women's TV title is a beautiful belt. And if you see Philip Sullivan at Lubbock or at any shows, you make sure you go compliment him because he puts in a lot of hard work and designs those belts. And every belt at SWE is beautiful. It is something to be proud to have. They're all belts that you can show off. So if you see him, make sure you go up, shake his hand, and tell him thank you. He does a lot for SWE. Back to it, Deonna and Jasmine. Case, what you got?
Man, as Mike said, we've seen glimpses of Jasmine Allure being fantastic. But the only problem is her glimpses are Deonna at her worst. I'm sorry, but Deonna just has the win. You can't beat the Virtuosa at her own game when her title's on the line. It just doesn't happen. When she's at the top of her game, can't beat her. Forrest, what you got?
Oh, man. Well, let's not count out Jasmine Allure. I think it's going to be a good match, but I think I'm with everybody else. I had to go with Deonna, but it's not going to matter, like Mike said, because Ivelisse is walking away with both titles. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Good stuff. While we're on the tag team division, let's talk about the OMGs and the message they sent out. Mike, play that clip for us.
We are less than a week away from the West Texas Fury Fest. Lubbock, Texas, July 24th. You got the OMGs. Put it on the line like we always do. We got that open door policy. Mike, we about to do it big just like we always do. We about to let y'all know what's...
It's funny you say it. The door is open again.
Always.
The tag team division stacked yet again.
Always.
The team formerly known as the Ascension, now known as the Awakening. Our door is open.
It's open.
Ricky, Kerry Morton, our door is open.
It's open, man.
War Kings, you showed up once. You show up a second time, it'll be a hell of a lot more than pushing and shoving. Our door is open. Any tag team, from any company, no matter where you're from.
We going to Lubbock for the first time ever. Hey.
1, 2, 3, your winners, and still SWE World Tag Team Champions. Juicebox, Genetic Nightmare, the OMGs.
Ooh, I can't wait to see where this leads. If you weren't there in Irving and to see the War Kings and what happened, they come out and challenge the OMGs. You need to go see it because there is a storm coming, and I can't wait to see OMGs and War Kings in the same ring together. I can't wait. I need to see it. I need to see the result of it. But they also mentioned another product of the open door policy, and that's the Ascension coming to SWE and making their debut. This tag team division is literally exploding. It's going through the roof. I can't wait to see where it leads. It's a dying breed. Okay, you don't see a whole lot of promotions out there now with good stacked multiple tag teams like SWE has. So we need to appreciate what's going on here. Get to a show and see this because it's getting out of hand. It's so ridiculous. The OMGs get the crowd going like nobody else. Okay, they get that crowd going and pumped, and it is action as soon as they step out when their music hits. Carl, what you think about it?
Oh, it's going to be a great match. Again, like I said, it is high intensity when they come out to the ring, but they've got some competition this match and Saturday. So I think the big guys, they may take it this week.
Yep. Case, what you got?
I feel like that we just, like Jeffrey had said, we need to keep our eye out on the tag team division. When we had first came as viewers to SWE, and we had kind of noticed it was a little bit slim. Now it's a full ocean, and it's just full of sharks ready, chomping at the bit to get those titles from OMG. I just think that we're in a very good position to see so many amazing matches. And I'm just saying, OMGs need to watch out. Mike, what you thinking?
Look, I love the confidence. I've always loved the OMGs. I've been a big fan since the beginning. But we all remember the War Kings, Irving, Texas. If I'm the OMGs, I'm worried. I'm real worried. I'm going back to the drawing board, and I'm figuring out what to do, especially with Nigel Rabid in their corner. That's going to be a heck of a fight. I hate to say it. I love the OMGs, but I think the War Kings find a way to walk out SWE Tag Team Champions.
Fourth.
There's a storm coming. And so the War Kings with Nigel Rabid. I mean, I love OMG, but who's going to stop them? I don't see it. By the end of Lubbock, the War Kings will be your new SWE Tag Team Champions.
Man, the Mortons, OMGs, Ascension, War Kings. Bad and Bourgeois. Guys, it's so fire. And by the way, War Kings, Nigel Rabid puts them over the top. I'm sorry, a good manager, a great manager. It's a dream team. It's a dream team. And if you have not followed Friends of Fury podcast on Facebook, go to our page and follow. We have a very special message from Nigel coming at you. Okay. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Like us, follow us, because Nigel has a message to the tag teams in the division. Okay. All right, we move on. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf, coming to SWE in his debut match. He was in Irving, but he didn't wrestle. He is taking on Alex Arsenio. Don't know much about Alex, but I know what Jacob Fatu brings to the table. This guy's an absolute monster. He is the MLW Heavyweight Champion, and he is coming to SWE to bring the Fury. And I was highly ready to see him go in Irving. And so I cannot wait to see what he brings to the table. Him and Haas have something going here. Can this be a lead up to a Haas match? Fatu is ready to go. He's hungry. He is a werewolf, a Samoan werewolf. Mike, what you think about it?
We saw the stare down, Irving, Texas. Jacob Fatu, he's here. SWE Fury. I'm happy to have him. He comes from just an incredible bloodline. Those fans listening that watch WWE, the Samoan bloodline right now. It's a good time to be in that mix. And Jacob, I don't think he's far behind. So this is going to be a heck of a fight. Alex looks like he's in good shape. He's got a good physique. I think he's sort of a wild card. I don't think we've seen much from him. I'm open to seeing what he can put on, but I think Fatu's just an absolute force. He has all the momentum in his prior wrestling experience before getting to SWE. You're going to see it on full display. This is a guy that can get you from the air. He's big enough so he can hit you with the ground and pound. He's going to come at Arsenal from so many different angles. Jacob walks away with the win.
Got you. Forrest, what you think?
Samoan Werewolf. Man, I mean, do we even got to really mention who's going to, or even say who's going to win? Come on now. Fatu, but easily. I'm interested to see what Alex brings to the table, but Fatu, I don't see him beating him.
Case.
Man, when your last name is Arsenal, you better bring your whole arsenal when it comes to the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, MLW Heavyweight Champion, undefeated. Let me rephrase that. Undefeated. And there's a reason for it. As we had stated, there's a stare down. There's tension between Privilege and Jacob Fatu. That's going to put a chip on that man's shoulder. Alex Arsenal, I apologize that you're in his way, but you won't be for long. Jacob Fatu, I'm sorry. Carl.
Yes, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan, that, like you said, that family bloodline, that family tree, you know what he's going to be bringing to the table. He's going to have that fire. Alex Arsenal, we don't know much about him, but he better, like you say, he better have that arsenal coming. So I think Jacob Fatu is going to go right through him.
No doubt in any of our minds, Fatu is a monster, and he is going to put on a show. Oh, what other matches do we got, Mike?
I think that rounds it out.
Well, we
have the heavyweight. We can't forget the
Oh, that's
heavyweight.
Right, that is right.
Charlie
Haas. I'm
Haas.
so sorry. Let me issue a public apology. The
You're
man
going to get it.
himself-
The privilege is coming, Mike.
We saved the best for last. Oh my goodness. This match.
Another favorite meal.
Yes, a personal favorite of ours. Mil Muertes, the legendary Mil Muertes, taking on Charlie Haas with Privilege in his corner. Wow. We seen Mil Muertes versus Max Castellanos and Irving, and Mil had it. If you guys were there and if you've seen the match, Mil had it. The ref was out. The ref, Ben Scheinberg, was out. He had about a 10 count on Max that would have gotten called, but in the end, Rodney Mack comes in, takes a chair shot to Mil's head, and Max gets the pin. So you're going to see a very angry, a very vengeful Mil Muertes coming for Charlie Haas for that title. And he is no slouch. He is a legend. I can't wait for it. I love Mil Muertes. I love Charlie Haas. It is a win-win. Absolute fire of a match. Carl, go ahead.
I'm telling you, if you do not have your tickets for this show in Lubbock Saturday night, this is going to be a show you don't want to miss. We've mentioned every match pretty much that's going to be there, but this match is going to be one of the top. Charlie Haas is going to bring it like he does every month, every show. But Mil is there. I'm going to have to go with Charlie on this. I hate to say it. Our Mil is our favorite, but Charlie, he's just on a roll. He's on a streak, and Charlie's going to bring it, I think, this time.
Yep. Case, what you got?
Man, now I know I'm wearing the shirt. I understand. But my brain is telling me Haas, but my heart is telling me Mil. He's, as Jeffrey said, he's coming with a vengeance. And they don't call him the man of 1,000 deaths for no reason. There's 3 men in Privilege, and that seemed a lot less than 1,000. Mil Muertes is coming for the title. I feel like Jeffrey said, he coming with a vengeance, and he had Max beat. And I feel like he's more understanding of Privilege's tactics now. Now, all I'm saying is, Charlie, you need to be careful because Mil is coming. Forrest, what you got?
The real world heavyweight champion versus Mil Muertes. Man, what can you say? Mil is an absolute legend. I love Mil, but let's be honest. 3-on-1, you got to give it to Privilege and Haas. He's going to put him in the Haas of Pain, and that's going to be it. He's going to tap out. Haas will retain it.
Mike, what you got?
This has to be one of the toughest predictions I'm going to make all night. These are some of the best fighters in SWE Fury. It's a pleasure just to sit and watch in the greatness. This is not going to disappoint. I think it's going to be between this match and the Falls Count Anywhere fight with Enzo and Warsaw. That's going to be right there at the top. But when it comes to this match, look, Charlie Haas has Rodney Mack and Max Castellanos in his corner. The Privilege is the dirtiest, just in your face group that SWE has. They're going to find a way to screw over the fans. And I hate to see it because we really deserve a good, clean fight between Haas and Muertes. Muertes, I hope, is going to be around for a long time. But unfortunately, I think Haas and the tricks up his sleeve is going to pull out the victory.
Guys, if you have not seen the video that Privilege has put out, go to Friends of Fury Facebook page. We shared it. Max, Haas, and Rodney have a very special message, not just for SWE, but for all of wrestling around the world. They are here. They're together. They're a unit, and they are ready for anything and everything. As they say, they are an equal opportunity ass-kicking machine. They don't care who you are, what size you are, how many of you there are. If you want some, you better come get some. Haas is about it. He's about that action. He's a bad, bad man, and he might be overlooking Mil, okay? They're calling out all these other superstars, but they got a man coming for them in Lubbock that they better not overlook. Mil's that guy. But getting back to it, go to our Facebook page. We shared it. Listen to what they got to say because they are about it. They're about it, and they are the baddest faction on the planet. And you ain't gonna want to miss it, man. You're not gonna want to miss it. Go get your tickets. Sign your kids up for the SWE Fury Kids Camp, Lubbock, Texas, July 24th. Meet and greet, kids camp, training camp, live television taping. It is going to be unreal. We look forward to it, guys. Any closing comments?
I just want to say I want to give a huge shout out to Lacey Von Erich. I think she had an incredible initiative with the kids camp. I think it was a huge success at the previous Irving show. You know, I looked around and I remember there was a moment that all of the kids were in the ring. They had the matching t-shirts. And I just remember thinking when I was a child, if I would have had the opportunity to stand in a wrestling ring, try out half of those moves that the guys I looked up to did, that I would have just been even more a fan. So I think it's wonderful. And I think it's going to have a huge turnout in Lubbock. So kudos to Lacey, and July 24th, Lubbock, Texas. It's going to be a heck of a night.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to say is it's more of a warning for us wrestling fans that go to the show, because last time some people got a little rowdy. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, every single man or woman that comes out of that curtain is there to entertain you, not to fight you. Well, Charlie may, but that's beside the point. You can't whoop the wrestlers. They're here to entertain. It is a show for you. Please do not put your hands on performers. It's not cool. We don't think it's cool. No one thinks it's cool. None of your buddies are going to be like, wow, David over there hit Charlie Haas. Isn't he cool? No. We all need to understand we are fans. They are performers. They are performing. We do not get the show. Just make sure you know your role and shut your mouth. And that's all I really have to say. If Jeffrey wants to close the show, unless anyone else has something else to say.
Carl, go ahead. What you got?
No, just again, get your tickets, Lubbock, that area. This is the first time we've been out to West Texas. We're on the TV out there now, and over, I think they said 30 million people are watching SWE throughout the country. It's the fastest growing promotion right now, so jump on the bandwagon, get your tickets this Saturday, July 24th, Lubbock, Texas, the Prima Vista Center.
Man, like Carl said, get your tickets, get your popcorn ready. Not going to want to miss it.
And before we wrap this up, big, huge kudos and shout out to Teddy Long, Kevin Sullivan, all these guys, James Beard, that put these matches together. Look at this card and look at this lineup. What a fantastic job you guys are doing. Appreciate these guys. Make sure you thank them. They are doing a fantastic job here at SWE, and that's why we're the hottest promotion in the world. Thank them. We appreciate you guys, James Beard, Kevin Sullivan, and especially Teddy Long. Thank you. That is a wrap for this preview episode of West Texas Fury Fest. Like we said, go to the SWE Fury website, get your tickets, sign your kids up, sign up for the training camp, do all of it. It is an absolute heck of an experience that is way more bang for your buck. The prices are so reasonable. Get your tickets. Thank you guys. If you're still listening, thank you. Like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, all of it. Thank you guys.